that we do provide as the only hospital in DeWitt County.
Again, come out for the Warner Hospital and Health Services Health Fair at First Christian Church this afternoon from 5 to 7 p.m. Get more information about the event by finding the Warner Hospital on Facebook. While the youth of the area look forward to the annual May Days Festival, don't kid yourself that some of the adults in the community don't enjoy it. That goes for Police Chief Ben Lowers and much of his staff, who will have a strong presence at the annual event in downtown Clinton. On the WHOW Morning Show Wednesday, Chief Lowers told Regional Radio they always enjoy watching the young people of Clinton enjoy May Days.
We look forward to May Days every year. You know what? There's been times I'm gonna self-report and admit that, there's been times in my career and years and stuff that, we kind of snub our nose or roll our eyes a little bit about the carnival coming to town and the extra work that it causes us and whatnot. But I'll tell you what, right down to the root of it, we have a lot of kids in our town that's the closest thing to Disney World they'll ever see. I try to put myself in their shoes and think about what true excitement that does bring to them, those folks that maybe don't go on a family vacation or don't travel out to Six Flags or the larger state fair or something like that. And the one weekend a year that the carnival comes to Clinton, it is like Disney World coming to town for them. Mm-hmm. And so, you know what, I take a step back and I think about that. And so what extra we have to put into it and the extra hours that we put into security and whatnot, and trying to run a nice, clean, safe event. I appreciate the chamber bringing that to town and providing that for the youth of our community.
You might notice a few more officers on the streets of downtown Clinton than normal. Chief Lowers notes that is because they're in the process of training some new hires.
Staffing is looking real good for us. We've actually, which didn't happen overnight. It's been months in the making, but we brought 3 new officers on and just in the last month. We have Officer Tyler Tippett, who transferred over, was previously a deputy with the DeWitt County Sheriff's Department. We hired Tyler Stankovich from Lincoln, who just reported to the Macon County Law Enforcement Training Center for his basic law enforcement academy. He's in his second week there. And then we just brought on Leo Roman from the Chicago area, previous officer. Yes, while we have those 3 and staffing is looking, much brighter for the department as a whole, we're still weeks or a couple months away probably from getting those guys onto individual solo patrol to where we can utilize them to fulfill a shift. So we're still just a little bit stressed in terms of staffing, especially, we've had some issues with health and had an officer had a death in the family here recently, unfortunately, and things like that. So we're a little bit stressed here just for the next week or two, and then things are going to start to relax a little bit for us just in time for school to get out. We can utilize Officer Mayer back on the street. A good time to get to good staffing because, obviously we're always a little bit busier in the warmer months. Looking forward to this week, but also looking forward to get through this week.
May Days is tonight through Sunday. Streets in downtown Clinton and the square will be closed off for the annual festival. Get more on the May Days Festival by finding the Chamber of Commerce on Facebook. A very seasonable stretch of weather has been just what the doctor ordered the last few weeks. On the WHOW Morning Show Wednesday, Nicole Albano with the National Weather Service in Lincoln indicates an upper blocking pattern has led to the very quiet and pleasant weather of the last few weeks.
Yeah, so we actually started the month with kind of a dreary, cool weekend, but after we got past that, it's been pretty pleasant, nice spring-like weather. Maybe just some occasional showers or storms at times, but not a complete washout. And we can thank what we call an upper blocking pattern. So we kind of had an upper blocking pattern last week and even into this past weekend. And then we did have some showers and storms yesterday and also on Monday. That was because of another upper low that was passing through the Ohio Valley. But we had pockets of sunshine, and like you mentioned, there was a really nice sunset last night as well. So what happens is sometimes we have high pressure systems and low pressure systems. And sometimes there's cases where say I had mentioned a cutoff or an upper low. So we actually had an upper cutoff low where it kind of gets pinched off from the main flow. And those can act as blocking mechanisms, so that can prevent weather from from really changing much day to day across a specific area. So we had a blocking pattern. We had a strong high pressure system off across the western U.S. and then a cutoff low just south of here, and this past weekend it was even further south, which actually kept things pretty pleasant here, quiet, dry. So the blocking patterns can be your friend, especially if you want a stretch of pretty quiet weather.
Thursday could be a record day for temperatures across the area. Albano indicates that upper blocking pattern will move off and pave the way for very warm and humid conditions.
So we're coming out of the blocking pattern. So the pattern aloft is changing, and we are going to get warmer. So we have an upper ridge or an upper high pressure system that is going to bring in some late week warmth for us, maybe even some record warmth for tomorrow. And then quickly gets replaced by a low pressure system for late Thursday night into Friday, which is going to bring some more potential for severe weather here in the area. And then it actually looks like we're going to stay pretty progressive is what we call it. So systems can move freely through the atmosphere aloft, even going into next week. So maybe a little bit more active with some storms around here late this week into early next week.
According to Albano, conditions are nearly ideal for severe weather. She indicates, however, the severe weather could still miss central Illinois.
The severe weather threat for this Thursday night into Friday is pretty conditional. And we say it's conditional because all the parameters are there. We've got moisture, we've got the heating, we've got some source of lift for thunderstorm development, but we have this one implication where there's just a little bit too much warm air just above the surface, which we call a capping inversion. So if we're capped, which we are expecting most of the day tomorrow, that's going to prevent any storms from developing. So if we're able to erode that, usually with the front moving through, that's when we can really get some explosive thunderstorm development. So precip amounts are still a little uncertain just because of that. If we do get thunderstorms, there could be quite a bit of precip where the thunderstorms move through. What we're dealing with, and actually the low pressure system is going to be displaced pretty far north of here, but we're actually going to get what we call more so like a plain setup, like the Great Plains. So we'll have a dry line move through tomorrow, which could initiate some thunderstorms. And then going into Friday, we will actually have a cold front moving through, which could also help initiate thunderstorms.
A cold front moves through Friday, but the weekend looks ideal. Albano says Saturday is going to be the best day of the weekend with chances of rain on Sunday. We're 23 minutes after the hour here on this Thursday. Plenty more to get to coming up on the morning show.
Experience the power of better connection with Connexus Fiber Internet. Connexus delivers ultra-fast, reliable speeds to keep you connected at the speed of life. Whether you're working from home, streaming your favorite shows, or gaming with your friends, Connexus has you covered. Say goodbye to buffering and dropped calls and say hello to Fiber Fast Internet. Ready to upgrade your connection? Sign up today by clicking the Connexus icon at DeWittDailyNews.com. Nothing connects us like Connexus.
Baum Chevrolet Buick offers full transportation options while giving you peace of mind. This is Scott Baum from Baum Chevrolet Buick here in Clinton and Farmer City. This is what we strive to do each and every day. We'll listen to you, give you the options for routine maintenance, major mechanical problems, or collision repairs with a staff that is knowledgeable to find the best option for you. Baum Chevrolet Buick, your full-service dealer. See us at baumchevybuick.com right from the start.
News time, 25 minutes after 7 o'clock here on this Thursday. Again, I'm Seth Lawrence with the folks today for this expanded local newscast. The Real ID deadline is here to fly domestically, but scammers are taking advantage of the rush to the DMV. Last week, domestic flyers were required to have a Real ID or a passport to fly domestically, leading to a surge at the DMV. Don O'Brien, a Better Business Bureau scam investigator, says scammers are waiting to take advantage of the rush.
There's obviously some confusion about this. Do I need it? Do I not need it? Can I use my passport? So when there's that confusion, scammers tend to gravitate towards what's in the news, especially when there's some confusion. So while we haven't seen any reports yet to our BBB scam tracker about that, we think it's just a matter of time until somebody puts up a website or puts out some social media messaging saying, oh, you need that real ID right away? Well, we can help you. And that's not the way that it works. You actually need to go to your DMV to get that. There's no expedited process. There's no way to get it online. So let's say you find a good cheap ticket somewhere and you want to fly. If you have a passport, you can do it. If you have a real ID already right now, you can do it. I'm not sure what the folks at the airport told you. Maybe you can get on with an old school ID. I'm not sure, but you certainly can't go buy one online, because that is just going to be a ripoff.
The BBB urges those seeking a real ID to obtain one at a DMV. Never provide financial information, a social security number, or an address to an unknown site. On the web. During May, May is Beef Month, and the Illinois Beef Association is promoting the Illinois Local Beef Directory on its website. Says IBA's Devin Ballman.
Support your local beef producers. There's so many beef producers here in Illinois that sell direct to consumer, and that's what they're all about. Then for sure it's coming from a safe place. Because most families, all families who are in any ag industry, they're raising, growing, creating whatever it is, whatever sort of product that they would at the end of the day put on their family's plates. So it's safe, wholesome, it's full circle moment there in supporting your community, probably even supporting your neighbor. So if you're in the market for beef, next time before you head over to your grocery store, check out our local beef directory. And I'm almost positive you can find someone pretty close to you that sells beef. And so there's people who, of course, they sell those bigger chunks so you can get a quarter or a half or even a whole beef. But there's several options on there that sell those individual cuts. So if you're just looking for a steak or just some ground beef to fill your freezer, those are great options. So for sure, check out that local beef directory. Summer grilling season is coming up, so take those covers off your grill just in time for Father's Day too. Get your dad some homegrown beef from someone listed on the local beef directory, and make him grill it up. But he'll have a good time with that. And so we love to push our local beef directory. We do that year round, and we always encourage people. I can't tell you how many emails I get a year where it's, hey, Devin, I need beef. And I'm like, perfect. Check out our local beef directory. I'm sure you can find someone in your area.
The website again is illinoisbeef.com. Crews from the Illinois Department of Transportation are hitting the state's interstates to fill potholes. Last year, IDOT spent over $19 million filling and repairing roads across the state from the winter wear and tear. IDOT Public Information Officer Paul Wappel says this year is no different.
We've got maintenance crews out patrolling, repairing potholes on state highways, interstates across the state. We're committed to patching potholes as quickly as possible. Not an easy task. There are a lot of potholes throughout the state. And it's an ongoing operation. Pothole patching is really reactive maintenance, and safety is always, our top priority. And the same crews that people see, doing the snow and ice removal on the roads in the winter during inclement weather, the same ones out there filling potholes. And if there is a particular location that needs to be addressed immediately, please let us know. Pothole patching operations, really their work zone. So,
according to Appel, crews from IDOT will be on highways and interstates repairing the roads during the summer. To report a pothole, visit idot.illinois.gov. Get news anytime at DeWittDailyNews.com.